you all? Thank you guys for being here. Hey, Trap Mafia. Hey, Kayla. Hey, Riddler. Hey, Dolores. Hey, Pointer Lover. Hey, Carol. Hey, Slink. Nadie. Hey, Who Said What? Hey, Sharon. Thank you guys for being here. Hello, Corey. Um, hey, Joyce. Let's see. Anybody I missed? Web Weaver, Mind of Monsters. How are you guys? Okay, so there's quite a lot to talk about. Hey, Jinlu. Hey, Batty and Bonafide Troublemaker. There's quite a lot to talk about. And I've told you guys before that there's something that Nadie found that we've been wanting to show you guys for a long time. And I think that might be coming soon. We still have to do a couple things. But that got me looking on Google Maps again last night with Nadie. And actually, Nate, I just saw, I think that the end of their road hasn't been updated since 2013. But regardless of all of that, there is quite a few things that I want to talk about that have just recently happened. But what I was doing, Nay, before we started was, let me show you. I was looking at the end of their road to see if those flyers were still there because last night we didn't see them. And down here it says image captured June 2013. So, and then it says 2023 Google. So the photo was, long time ago. It was taken a long time ago. But, when I was there, these signs were at the end of the road. So I don't know. I'm curious to know if they're still there. We're going to have a whole live talking about all this kind of stuff and they're coming really soon. And I cannot wait. Okay. So first, let me see. What are we going to start with? Well, I do know this. Don's been pretty active on Twitter. He's been on the lab. We have Kathy, the friend, who's released some text messages. There is some kind of nonprofit organization I see Don sharing. So we're going to go through all this stuff. I want to watch some of the labs live with Don up there and listen to some of the things that he says. This is the organization that has been talking about summer. It's the Polyclass organization, the Polyclass Foundation. And Dawn has been sharing, information on this organization. They share Summer and all of her stats, and under circumstances, it just says she was last seen at her home in Tennessee. Now, one of the things we're going to look at is this story changing about how she left, or was last seen. It constantly shifts and changes, but you can actually go to this website and print off flyers. I'm going to put the link in the chat in case anybody's local and wants to do that. Hey, Combat Bat. So there's the organization, the page where you can get the flyers. And then let's just take a quick look before we get started at Don's Twitter, which is where I got that. So he says, tributes for Summer Wells, 2 years. Please send your prayers, texts, videos, or pictures in honor of Summer to honorsummerwells@gmail.com. They want, people to send stuff in. So if you guys want to participate, you can send a picture or a video of a candle you've lit for Summer, a heartfelt message, pictures or notes written or drawn or colored in her honor, songs, poems, or anything else. And it's at honorsummerwells@gmail.com. Now here's Don's Twitter. He shared, he shares an old video of Summer during her 1 year anniversary. It's almost been 2 years. I cannot believe it. In less than a month, it'll be 2 years. There's another flyer that you can print off and download from his Twitter. Then he shares Candus's new channel, which I'd like for us to take a look at that too. But first, we're going to talk about these texts that came out. Dawn actually went on the lab and commented on these texts and a few other things. We're going to watch that. But these texts take place between Kathy and Candus, is the way I understand it. And you see Candus say, I spoke to the boys last night. They told me and the counselor they don't want to come back home with me and Don. And that's what they're going to tell the judge. Oh, wait, y'all can't even see that. My bad. There we go. Hey, Rand the man. Hey, Auntie. It's okay, Rand. Hey, Mark. Hey, JC. When I saw this, it broke my heart because that's sad. Not necessarily for the parents, but just for the boys. And I don't know. Hey, Lolo. Hey, Angie. So let's go watch what Dawn had to say about this text and a few other things on the lab. And he has said before he doesn't mind if we, watch some of this, if we watch his labs like this. So just a sec, let me go back. We're going to speed it up a little bit and pause along the way. But let's have a listen to this and discuss what they say.
All right. Just getting off work, relaxing.
Yeah.
Dawn continuously goes on this panel. So if I'm going to drop the link to the channel, if you go subscribe, you're likely to find a night where he's live and Dawn joins the panel. So this is the lab that I'm dropping right now, that link. Hey, stay-at-home mom detective. Okay, Nay.
What is it that you said that I was lying about?
I'm not necessarily calling you a liar or anything, Josh. I'm just these kind of things create a mob type atmosphere, and people jump on. They jump into conclusions. I don't know if you can remember when all this first went down. And we had the sidekicks, we had the fake search teams. It was like a whirlwind of drama. It was bad. I mean, it was bad.
Muscles.
I mean, I wish I could explain or express what it was like around my house when all this first started happening. I mean, it was absolutely horrific. We were trying to talk to the police. The police weren't believing anything we were saying. And I knew that my daughter had been taken. And I was trying to express that to the police. And
it's quite interesting, Josh's faces, that he says that because we know that Benny Keys, when he went there, because he was talking to Dawn and stuff, and he actually went there in person, and then he came and told like his story of going there, and he says that the police treated them like garbage. Like they definitely treated them as if they were guilty of something.
It was just eyeballing me like, yeah, right, kind of thing. And,
Mark.
Just questioning, lots of questioning. We didn't sleep probably for 3 days because we were so worried sick for Summer that, knowing that she's just crying or being hurt or whatever, so you got those kind of emotions going on. And then they want us to do the lie detector testing, and we spent 2 days doing that, and that was just pure hell all the way around. And then, it was just mass confusion also, really,
on the lie detector,
because we had not only the police, we had first responders there, and that's what kind of choked up Beach Creek and Ben Hill Road. You couldn't even get in or out there for a good while for that night. You couldn't get in or out of our place. It was just so packed with, God bless them. They wanted to find our little girl. They was doing everything they could to help find her, but it was really mass confusion.
And I don't disagree that it's been a nightmare for you. I completely agree with that. But, when you're saying stuff like, the other day you said something during you were on rant, and you said that, CS or welfare to come take your kids. I mean, that's that's not how it works.
If I said that,
I mean, he's kind of calling him out on what he says. It's quite interesting.
I don't know why. If I said that, it's not accurate. Okay, if I said that.
You did say that. I remember Don saying he asked them to take the kids because it was unsafe. I totally remember that.
The truth of the matter is, we had a case. They were
Are
there.
you still under a gag order?
Yeah, I mean, we're not supposed to talk about the boys, you know, as far as they're at and what's going on or whatever. I mean, I don't know exactly, but you know, I suppose. I mean, yeah, we're supposed to be really careful, but you know, we sit in our house for 3 or 4 days. The police park right outside our door every night. You know, and I'd go out and offer them coffee or whatever, and we weren't sleeping, but we're not sleeping. But you know, and I was sitting there in my house miserable, and I didn't know what to do, and I made the grave mistake of going online, thinking I can't go physically go out there and search everybody's home. So I thought, well, you know, I've heard good things about.
Now, no one can deny the trouble that YouTube has brought them. YouTube has exploited the hell out of this case, and that's just the truth. Not to mention all the stuff with his sisters and stuff like that. It's made this case a complete circus, and with the lack of police giving statements and clearing up misinformation and stuff like that, it's just made it more of a circus. Because we see in other cases when like social media starts to go haywire, the police will at least try to balance that out with some facts, but they just haven't done that here, and that's just the truth.
Social media, maybe that would be the best thing to do to try to help find her. Well, that turned into a complete nightmare. Yeah, we got her picture out there, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for everybody sharing, her pictures everywhere and stuff. But people have attacked us. We have all these conspiracy theories going on.
Yes, mind of monsters.
And people, it was so bad, and so many people. It was crazy, and it still is. That would befriend us and act like they're our friend. They support us and everything, just to turn on us and blast everything we say, record everything we say, and it's been going like that for 2 years. Still is today.
Right. Well, but the only reason that that's happening is because your daughter's missing.
Right.
Yeah, and she's been missing for 2 years. Right. And the police haven't even said, well, this is our theory with a suspect. And by the way, Don, they said that, hey, if we find out, like, if there is an abduction, we'll tell you guys. I
love this part because he's like, just
if that develops, but it never did develop. It's never developed.
Yeah, they have absolutely nothing. There's nothing.
Or they have everything, right?
Well, the only thing they've got as far as evidence is the dog trail. The dog that went down the dog trail. That's the only evidence that I'm aware of.
But I've been told that the dog trail is not accurate either.
I don't know. Well, I mean, there's a chance, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. That's what I'm saying is that I don't understand. Look, if we're thinking about this logically, and I'm not saying that you're not, but what I'm saying is Candus says she's outside helping her mother.
Jesse?
Right.
And that somebody snuck up on the property and took Summer.
Well,
is Candus over there helping mom, or is mom sleeping?
We're assuming because she just disappeared. They didn't see anybody. They didn't see anything. They didn't hear anything. All that they know is that she was gone. And also you got to think about this, y'all. The boys were the last ones to see Summer. They were upstairs when Candus brought her in. She assumed that they were going to look after her,
Candus didn't bring her in, I thought Candus watched her make it to the door, and she walked over close to the house. Then, in one version of events, anyway.
It was fine. We've never had no problems with her before. Nothing like anything. We've never had any problems. Maybe a few things missing. People stealing stuff at night, and that's. I mean, we've had gas come up missing and other various things come up missing. People.
Don, are you 100% sure that you guys aren't going to face charges?
Yeah, I'm pretty 100% sure. Yeah.
That you'll face no charges when it comes to Summer's disappearance or the boys being taken?
What kind of charges? I mean, no.
I don't know. I mean,
what kind of charges? No, what will we be charged with?
Well, I mean, if your children get taken, there has to be a pretty high level, like a high threshold that the judge signs off on. So, it's either neglect, abuse, or, there's a couple other things, imminent danger. I mean,
well, the danger was there was a lot going on. And people sneaking up on our property in the middle of the night. And all kinds of things. You had the psychics down there almost get into a gunfight on our bottom property.
But that wouldn't be why CPS would take children.
It would. Oh my God, you guys!
Well, I mean, they got involved. As soon as Summer come up missing, they pulled up and said that they had to open a case because of Summer's disappearance. I don't know how that works. I know nothing about CPS. I wish I did. If looking back, I would have thrown them off the property and told them to get lost.
CPS.
Yes. Now I know better.
Right.
You do have rights. You don't have to talk to CPS. However, when there's an order from the judge, that's different.
Allowed them even on my property.
But if they come with a court order, right, you can't stop
No,
them.
well, they didn't come with it. They didn't come with a court order. Welfare, you have the right to tell them, you have the right to tell them, get the hell out of your house. They're not coming in your door.
I've heard that. Yeah. I've heard that.
If you don't exercise your rights, you're just screwing yourself. But, I was kind of willing to work with them thinking, well, these are nice people. They're, I was a dumbass. And yeah, I let them take my kids. I let them when I could have kept them. Yes, I was a dumbass.
How about how?
I pretty much let them take them because I didn't know how to tell them to go to hell. They're not taking my kids.
I do know people who have lost their kids that haven't been charged in criminally. But I don't know. I don't know the details of that. I wasn't in the courtroom and I've never been through something like that. So I really don't know factually if, about that. But I do find it interesting that they don't want to come back. It's sad. It's so sad. Ugh.
But it was a bad situation in my house. It was. We had all kinds of stuff going on. And we had these YouTubers creating the mob type atmosphere and people coming to our house. You've seen it, Bullhorn Betty and all them at the bottom of our driveway screaming. Sure. And this stuff's been going on for a long time. Out at my job site, at my boss's house, everywhere. Just constantly.
I have to stop here. I don't mean to keep pausing. I know that we have to pause for fair use, but also I have thoughts on this and I have to say it. He is not wrong. They harassed the hell out of this family. Going to his job. I mean, they even went to Tim Mullen's mother's house after Tim Mullen said, cannot meet up with you, can't do it. JLR literally takes a picture of himself in the neighborhood out in the driveway or near the driveway. I'm here now. Can you talk? You're at my mom's house. I mean, I'm sorry, but that was uncalled for. It was absolutely wrong.
Harassing everybody everywhere. There's online with my boss's wife and everything else. Everybody jumped on. Everybody either jumped on board with this mob to attack us in every way. And yeah, I felt after Summer's disappearance, I was in my mind. I'm thinking, what's next? What's going to happen next? And I felt it was danger. It was dangerous for my boys. It absolutely was dangerous. And yes, so I was willing to. Yeah, I didn't want them at my house.
Oh, I agree.
It was dangerous, bro, for reals.
Okay, well, I'm not disputing that, but so this thing that Kathy puts out today, this text between
okay, before we get into this text, you're correct, Amber. He only lost, I think, that one job, like the one house, that specific job, but not his job. They harassed the members of their church even. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I have, you guys know, I don't want to cause damage to a case. And this is just the facts. Dawn and Candus, do they do a lot of suspicious, dumb shit? Yes. And we can talk about that. But also, I can't help but think about, what was her name? Avery. So, the little girl who went missing and there was a lot of people thinking the stepmom was suspicious. She was sleeping outside in a building and all of this stuff. And come to find out, a FedEx driver got her. So is it possible? I don't know. I just want to be fair about it. Exactly, Misty. There is no question. YouTubers took it too far. Not saying he wasn't harassed, just correcting fake news. Yes. Okay. Now this part is quite interesting. Let me rewind just.
Kathy.
It was dangerous, bro, for real.
Okay, well, I'm not disputing that, but so this thing that Kathy puts out today, this text between Candus and Kathy, is that accurate?
Well, let me just say this, okay? Look, I'm just a drywaller. I don't make tons of money. I don't, man. I'm sorry. I went to college, I've been in prison. I spent my time in prison, though, as wisely as I could. And I stayed in college the whole time I was in prison. but the guards would not let me graduate. They would move me around and I'd have to go to a different college. So I have all kinds of college credit in different colleges, but I don't have a degree in anything.
Yeah.
I went to 4 different colleges.
Okay, gotcha.
And and
Hey Maria, hey Unique. So basically Dawn's trying to make a point that, and I'm going to let him finish, but that maybe, the kids the place where they're at now, they have a lot of money and they're doing a lot of sports and stuff like that. And basically, though, the money is the point he's making here with, I'm a drywaller. I don't make a lot of money. But money, I don't know. I've seen a lot of parents that don't make a lot of money who make it work and their kids are very happy, and hell, I don't make a lot of money. I mean, we're fine and we're comfortable and we're blessed because we live right by my parents in a beautiful place. So we have, like, by the water, so we have a lot to do, but I don't make a lot of money, but I can guarantee you my kids probably wouldn't want to be gone for one night, the whole night. And that's just the truth. So I don't know.
But I don't make great money.
Well, I saw on Candus's channel, I saw you. I mean, you obviously have been doing it for a long time. You do great work, but
yeah, but it's not enough money to do much of anything else.
Well, I can understand that.
But the thing of it is where the boys are at. They're doing. These people got money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know how much money. I don't know a whole lot about them, but I know that they're in basketball, football. They're doing great. Yeah. And I'm happy for them. I'm not mad. Yeah, I'm hurt in my heart. Yes. Yeah, but I'm happy that they're happy.
So it is. So the text is true.
I believe it is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
God, that is so sad. This is the thing. This is sad. This is really sad. These poor kids. I don't know. It's who knows what their lives looked like. And, family court hearings and stuff are sealed off from the public. So we will never really know. And I don't know that it is our place to know all of that. But it does make your mind wonder.
Well, I am sorry to hear about that.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, that's just the way it is. I'm just, me and Candus are happy for them. And we're just, we're going to do whatever is best for them, even if it hurts.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand that. And also, the whole piling on, and I get it all, but the problem with it all is all of that is taken care of. The boys are taken care of. You and Candus are, working, but Summer is still gone with no answers.
Right.
Hey, and somebody needs to pay for what's happened to her. Whoever the hell it is, whatever that looks like. She didn't wander off on her own, because had she wandered off on her own and no one taken her, she would have been found. She would have been found. They had massive search efforts around the house, and I don't know. Somebody needs to pay for her not being here anymore and whatever she went through.
And you're saying, well, the cops have nothing, and I'm not even sure. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But
they might have something. But if they had something, that they would be all over it. You know what I mean? They'd have her. So we know they don't have nothing. I mean, let's be, blatantly honest or whatever. I mean, if they had anything, they would have her, or they'd have other missing kids. There's so many missing kids.
Well, that is another question I have. So, you say somebody, that you're assuming that somebody stole or came up and took her off the property.
Yes, it's an assumption. Yes,
it's sure. Yeah, it definitely is, because you didn't see anybody.
Right.
But if that is the case, why wouldn't Olive Beach Creek be freaked out that there's somebody out there stealing kids?
I know, right? That's a good question. I'm upset about a lot of different things and the way things played out. I'm really upset, but I don't want to sit here and go on blast or anything like that. It's bad. I've done enough of that.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, I'm upset at a lot of different things.
look, I mean, like I said, I can, and I appreciate you coming up here and being respectful and not, screaming at me. And by the way, I totally understand why you would want to. I get it. And I don't know how much, I know recently you pay a bit of attention to the show and stuff. I'm not sitting here going, look, do I think that I'm better than you? I truly, honestly, in my heart, I do not think that. I'll tell you what. No, I'll tell you what.
I know I got problems. I've had problems, that I've been working on. We all got problems we gotta work on,
Yeah.
I mean, that's I don't know.
Well, look, my story. I know yours.
Right.
We both had to deal with the system growing up, and I've been to parole hearings. I've been to custody hearings. I've been to all that kind of stuff. I had to sit in front of judges and parole office or parole boards and say, look, I don't want to go back to my dad if he ever gets out. I don't want to do it.
So was you in foster care then after all that?
I never went to foster care. I went to live with my grandparents. But what happened originally was that, so back in '88, it wasn't like it was now. They sent us with, I believe it was my aunt and uncle, after we were taken. I don't know exactly where we went that first night.
Thank you.
But growing up, I had to live with the whole, is my dad coming back for us or is he not? Do I have to deal with this? Or so I can empathize and I can sympathize. And, I don't think, I'm not telling you that you're just this terrible, terrible human. Look, I have my thoughts about you, Don, and I haven't been shy about them. And you have your thoughts about me and you haven't been shy about them. But the thing is, money isn't enough for the kids to stay in foster care. Meaning they won't just say, hey, the kids want to, like, there's more to it. And I'm not asking you to get into the details of it because it's truly not really my business at all.
Well, we could fight for the kids. We have the right to fight for them boys. But then I have to ask myself, living on that hill, we're so far out in the county. There's no way that we can provide. I don't know what I want my kids to be happy. That's
I understand that.
Wow. So it's almost like, you hear a woman who gets pregnant, can't provide for her kids. Oh, thank you guys. A woman that gets pregnant and can't provide for her kids, and she's like, okay, they deserve a better life. They should go to a better family. It almost sounds like that. Like we could fight for our kids, but, I live too far to take them to all the sports, and I don't really, I don't know. Thank you guys. Plenty of people are poor and raising children. No, Amber, I think he's off all papers now. That's a good point, Annie. See, for me, I would do anything I had to do. You know what? I don't like getting up at 7 a.m. I'm not a morning person, but do I get up every morning and send my kids to school? Yes. Do I go to base? Like maybe I don't like socializing with people all the time. Sometimes I'm not a people person. But do I go to the baseball games and the football games? And did I throw the kindergarten party for St. Patrick's Day and things like that? Yeah. For me, I kind of see it like I would do anything like that I can if it like for my kids. Like I don't know. I would walk on my lips to get my kids what they need, but that's just me. I love that. I would walk on my lips. And Misty, see, that's so cool. You remember when I started. Thank you guys for being here. I'm bad at socializing with other parents. Oh, thank you, Pointer Lover. Candus has just uploaded a video saying about wanting Summer in the boys' home. I'm going to go to her YouTube channel after we get through a little bit more of this.
I understand that. And is there any finality to it yet?
Well, no, not yet. We're still in court and we're still working on ourselves and doing everything they ask. We're complying with everything they ask. So that's all going great and everything like that. But, I don't know. I think they're kind of scared too because somebody took their sister, so they don't want to go back to that hill. I know that.
Well, I can understand that too.
But where they're at, I know that they're doing really good, and so I'm kind of, it must be like close to a school, living in a nice neighborhood, nice house, and so they have everything going on for them right now, and I wouldn't want to mess that up.
Look, man, I can understand that.
Oh my God, Jen. When my youngest son was in first grade, my car broke down on his birthday. My ass walked to his school with cupcakes. Oh my God. See what I mean? Woofy. You're silly. Let's see. I don't think, wait. My chat jumped. I think the boys don't want to go back because they know too much and they're afraid of their parents. Remember, Dawn and Candus lost their oldest ones. I work, so I miss a lot of events, but I do need everything in my power to get there. But I do everything in my power to get there if I can and make sure they have everything they need. Well, when you're missing events because you're working, that's a different thing. Hey, crazy Italian lady. Hey, in the Dax.
I can even respect that.
I appreciate that.
Because, it sounds like that they did need a change, and maybe their life will vastly improve over the following years, and they can just become productive members of society. I mean, that is, but the thing is, they do have that opportunity.
Uh-huh. That would be great. Who could ask for any more than that,
The only thing that just haunts me is if somebody came up on that property, Don, Candus would have seen them.
Unless they was hiding real good,
Well, in the middle of the day?
I know, right?
With a bunch of dogs?
Well, them dogs ain't the type of dogs. They just...
But they bark at people.
Them dogs.
Now, I will say, there were people who went up there and said the dogs bark, but there were people who went up there and said they didn't bark too. But I do have to wonder, I've always wondered if maybe one of them knows what happened and one of them doesn't,
Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, but if they might have known, it could have been possibly known the person. They got friendly with the dogs too, but they're mostly will just lick you to death and want you to pet them. Some dogs, I wish to God I would have had some German shepherds and stuff like that.
Yeah, you told me that but they would let you know if there was a stranger on the property.
Sometimes they just bark at rocks, for reals.
I mean, much or much. Like I understand. Yeah. I'm confused by the lack of information.
I get how it looks. I totally understand.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do about it.
What do you think? So you're sure that you're not going to be found responsible for this, even if say that it's just that you guys had nothing to do with Summer going missing. And by the way, I'll tell you this: your story, or what you've told the police, or what you've told the public, and I'm assuming that they're similar, is that
I tried to stick to the truth 100% because that way I don't have to worry about changing my story or keeping up with it.
Well, that's true.
But the thing is, it has changed. It has changed. I mean, it has. Grandma went from getting a brace on her knee and giving Summer candy to being asleep. And it went from Summer being last seen going into the house to the news saying Summer was last seen going outside by the kids, and that they were told that from Candus directly, to now there's just version after version with slightly different details. It has not remained the same, in my opinion.
I have no reason to lie,
But it's a simplistic story. It's a very simple story, and it's easy to remember. But it also, whenever I've heard the story, I always go, hey, this would make the most sense. It's like plausible deniability, because if Summer wandered off, Candus could get charged with neglect.
Yes,
if Summer got hurt, somebody could be charged with neglect. Now, saying somebody kidnapped her, basically you're saying
it's not playing at double speed. It's speed up to 1.5, though.
It's out of our hands.
Well, the only possibility, and I don't think it's a very good one, but it is. I think there is a possibility that Summer got mad because she asked the boys to go downstairs and play with toys with her, and they was too busy playing their games or whatever. There is the possibility she got mad, and stopped down the street saying nobody cares or something in her mind. I think that's a possibility.
That she took off?
That she got mad. And, but I don't think she would do that, but it is possible. We don't know.
And then an abduction, what would happen at the, and let me just tell you this too, because there are people that say this as well. When you say you got to understand that the boys were the last ones to see her, I wouldn't it sounds like you're putting it on the boys.
No, I'm not trying to.
Damn, I'm sorry. Like, I know people have their opinions, but he's saying some things that a lot of people have thought, and I'm glad that he is saying this straight to Dawn so we can hear Dawn's thoughts about it, because it does it's like I kind of feel that way too. I got to be honest. I don't like that.
Anything on the boys, it's not their fault that somebody took her.
I agree with
their
that.
fault. No, they was just busy with their games. They didn't think anything was wrong. We live not way out in the country, but pretty far in the country. We've never had any issues or anything, or even heard of anything like this. Thought everything was perfectly safe.
Right. But I'm not saying that that's exactly what you're doing, but it does come off a little, like, hey, the boys were the last ones to see. And I mean, you know what? And I'm sure that's true. I'm just saying, that I'm sure that they feel just awful.
They do. I was sitting outside, and I was just so distraught. And I don't know why, but my oldest boy comes to me and says, "It's not my fault, Dad. It's not my fault." And I says, I know it's not your fault. And we just sit there and hug. I said, "It's okay. It's not."
Well, you also said that to Candus, correct?
Well, I probably did because
the oldest boy said.
I don't know. They probably might. He might have. I don't know.
I mean,
I'm sure they. I mean, there was just such bad feelings, and just when you lose somebody like that, and you just go into a state of, disbelief and shock that they're gone, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah, it's been a nightmare for you and your family, and specifically the boys in summer. And
Well, I appreciate you letting me come up and talk. Because a lot, at first, there was a lot of YouTubers. A lot of them don't have their channels anymore, but it was just sickening.
Ashley,
some of the things that these psychics were going on people's channels saying, "I see in my psychic ability that Don Wills did this and that," and just horrific stuff, and people were believing it and making and creating that mob, and people were going to come up and beat the hell out of us, shoot us, and every damn thing else. That's what they were saying it was going to do.
Right.
So it was dangerous.
I have to say, I also don't like the accusations that have been put on Summer's name, because we don't know what happened to her. So how dare someone go out there and say that she's been SA'd and different things like that? But they do say that, and we just don't know for sure.
Well, I'm not for vigilante justice. I don't think that that's right. I don't think that anybody should threaten to go to your house. I don't encourage anybody to do until you are in custody by law enforcement. You have the right to live your life, and I understand that. But
when I was in jail, I talked to them frequently. They was just trying to get any new information or leads that possible. And like I told them, I pretty much worked 7 days a week, and my wife took care of the kids, and she was taking them everywhere to the lake. I'm glad she got to spend all that quality time with them, because we didn't know something like this was going to happen. But all my time was spent with Tucker Drywall and them boys there, and that's all I did.
Don, there's a lot of people that say, and I don't subscribe to this theory, and I would find it just it's even a bridge too far for me to even comprehend. But what do you say to the people that accuse you of selling her? Because that's a theory that comes up all the time with you, right?
Well, okay. The only thing I can say to that is, at the time of her abduction, and you can check this with the police if you want, or whatever. I kept around. I always had about $4,000 or $5,000 in the bank.
Right.
And if somebody come up and offered me $1 billion for my baby, there's no way. There's no way. I'd give my life for my daughter. I wouldn't take any amount of money or anything for any of my kids.
That's really interesting, Amber. He definitely has a problem with psychics. Now, I know he has this religious standings, like viewpoints sometime, but
no way.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not accusing you that I don't actually believe that. I hear it constantly, and people say, "Well, this is what I think." Look, you know what I think.
Right.
I think that there was an accident, and I don't think that it was him right at the beginning.
I think I know Candus's character enough. If there was any kind of accident, she would be straight on the phone with the 911, and she'd call me either first or second, freaking out, or something like that. But you got to think too, and when we talk about the accident theory, we got to go back to the boys, the last ones who've seen her, and we're questioned by TBI or FBI through specialists. They're not. Them boys ain't gonna lie. They're too young. They're not gonna lie for anybody.
Well, I mean, they might, but
I'm not gonna be able to convince them to lie. Well, we've always told them to tell the truth.
Well, you don't worry about what they've said?
Not at all, because I know they told the truth. I'm not worried one bit. No, sir.
I mean, yeah. Well, look, I appreciate you coming up and
I appreciate
talking to us.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll let you go, brother. And you guys take care. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Bye.
Hey, I gotta say, I appreciate the fact that he's willing to go up there, answer questions, and not easy questions. And he's not calling him all kinds of names and stuff like that. I tend to also believe that it's very likely there could have been some sort of accident because of no supervision or whatever. That's a good point, Amber. I actually I have it right here. He did mention, okay, so the J is for Justice is the one who brought it out. I guess he was messaging with this lady that he was, some woman he was talking to online. He met on Facebook after all of this happened. And here's half, I have like two clips that go together. This is the second half where you can see the message on the screen. I'll just play this part for a second.
There's more. He goes on to explain that the 50,000, in his words, came from a quote unquote Mexican mafia and that he owed them 50 grand. He has paid them back 30, but he still owes them 20. And cocaine was discussed. So my question for Don, what the hell is going on? Why was it that the first thing you wanted to do, that you said in your own words in a couple interviews, more than once, that the first thing you wanted to do was leave and go talk to drug dealers in the area that you knew? All that had been done at that point was some hollering out for Summer.
Just me, JB. Look, y'all, regardless of Dawn and Candus's mistakes, the truth is child trafficking is big business. Follow the money. Money buys authority, silence, access, and secrets. Someone took Summer. I think Summer was taken as either a payback for something Dawn did or didn't do, or for a debt owed. I think Dawn has an idea of who took her, but they don't know for sure. Amber, everyone has forgot about these messages and the 50K. I know. And you know what some of that is? It's because, one, the sisters and their stories, which, look, their stories deserve to be told too. However, because they were intertwined with Summer's, it sort of took away from Summer and her story being told. That's just my thoughts on it. I feel like they were almost... I don't want to say exploited. They were willing participants, but it feels something like that. Yep, and because the drama, because people want to sit around and talk every day about, the fights and this and that, and a lot of the times you forget about the case and the details, because you got them on this channel drunk, or on this channel doing this, or fighting with this YouTuber, or fighting with that YouTuber. I will say the most interesting fallout has been from Kathy, the friend, because this is where we've now seen that the jacket Summer was wearing the last day, Candus took it to a friend's house for safekeeping. And I'm telling you what, that right there is just weird to me. I got to be honest. If my kids, I don't care if it was all, it could be any of their jackets. I would want their stuff with me, especially the last thing they were ever wearing. I would absolutely never, ever let that go. You could not get that out of my, you couldn't claw it out of my hands. There's no way. There is no way. So let me pull that jacket up just for a minute. So then also from Kathy, we've seen those text messages about the boys. This jacket, that she's last seen here. And if you look around the seatbelt, I've always wondered about that. It could be just a wet bathing suit kind of going through the jacket, but I don't know. We won't know. I think police need to have the jacket. Hey, No Nation. Well, if she was taken, the parents shouldn't be saying there was only 2 minutes that the eyes were off of Summer. That's a good point. I would too, Alex. Yeah, she had the jacket. No, it didn't. It's all about everything except summer. Yeah, it's sad. It is so sad. It's a really good example of how social media can harm a case. And like I said at the beginning, especially when law enforcement is not saying anything, they're not correcting anything, they're not giving any information. The last minute is burned into your mind when your kid is missing. You don't need the memory is there because that's what you see when you close your eyes. Not accusing anyone, but who owns half of Rogersville according to the neighbor? Who had access to property deeds, surveyor's papers? Were those other properties searched? No, Pointer Lover, I agree. If it was, then why did she say she left in the truck to go look for it? Because I can tell you this right now. I have a 6-year-old, and we play outside all the time. And if he goes out of my sight, I'm not jumping in my car and driving down the road. I'm running around screaming for him on foot in the places close to the house where he might be, because he's only out of my sight for 30 seconds or something like that. I know he couldn't possibly be all the way down the road. All summer long, we were actually, Nay and Muscles and Mascara and I last night had a call where we were going over some of the Google stuff that we found on Google Maps and everything. And I can't wait for you guys to see that. But anyways, we were talking about that and kind of looking at different pictures and comparing them. And I can see what you mean. Yeah, Woofy, I agree. Cape Cod Mama, I hope she is. And I've thought about this so many times. If she is, what would her life look like? Hopefully she's been illegally adopted by some wonderful family with lots of money, like Leilani Simon, remember, like she said. But no, seriously, hopefully that is the case. That is the best case scenario, because if it's not something like that, then no matter if she is alive or not, I still think that it's probably a living hell. If Dawn and Candus was behind it, then I believe it would have come out during one of their many drunk episodes. Not once has it happened. Okay, let me show you guys Candus's Facebook, or her new YouTube channel, I mean. It's called Can. This is a video for the love of my children, mommy and daddy. I'm actually going to mute it because I don't know if this music will flag me or whatever. So let's just watch. It's just a bunch of pictures that she shares and stuff. It says, those moments when you just can't put your prayer into words, God hears your heart. Now, she did take the kids to do a lot of stuff. You see pictures of them at all kinds of different parks and things like that. I mean, that's just the truth. And I don't know. Look at her. Oh. Look at that. How cute. What a beautiful baby. With her blue hair. It's so sad, because we really don't know what happened, and ah, it just makes you wonder. It, yeah. See all the pictures of her taking them to different events and stuff like that. She did do that. I mean, it looks like she had been cutting her own hair. Good point, Jennifer. I've always said that the pictures that it's interesting, the pictures that they gave out, knowing that she had a shaved head, and she didn't look like those pictures. I go back and forth. I think it could have been an accident or something like that. But then there's part of me that thinks, what if both of these parents are completely innocent? And I know, I know that there are other things that they weren't doing their best at, right? Like there was some, the house was nasty. It looked like a tetanus shot waiting to happen. I'm sorry, it did. But still, just talking about what happened this summer, what if they weren't? We've seen it with other cases, like I said, with Athena. Think about Hoodie guy in Idaho 4 who was being blamed all over. I mean, he was done in Africa running away. His mama's Facebook had been exposed, all of her pictures of him, and it wasn't him. And then when I start to think like that, I just feel so bad. So I don't know. Look at her. I love that picture. Her little hands and her little muscles. She was absolutely beautiful. Yes, I think I also remember something about Robin giving the first picture. Maybe Vicky. Look. Yes, Carol. Hey, Tiff. Sorry, a kid went missing here same time as Summer's parents and family were out day and night. They found the boy within 72 hours. Hey, Glowbug. Robin did alter flyers. Yes, she did. She actually, on the flyers where they were talking about needing information on the red truck, she marked out the stuff about the red truck and said that it had been found. She said the truck had been found, and they weren't looking for it anymore. But she says she was mistaken because the truck still has, it's still to this day, I don't believe has been found. Yeah, who was taking down the flyers? There's lots of locals. There are people who have put up flyers and they get taken down quickly. That's one thing that I know that you can do that could make a difference. As a parent, how could you not want to do that all the time? Put her face everywhere. I wish that I wish that was happening, but just a bunch of different photos of Summer and her brothers and stuff. I'm going to share Candus's channel. Let's go look and see what else is on there before I let you guys go. Candus is the link that my account is dropping right now in the chat. Summer always looked like Save Me. Oh. But in the rural South, many of us grew up with families who had a not-so-perfect clean home. Many of us had relatives who cursed and drank and did stupid stuff, but hey, they loved their kids. Oh, I know, and I agree. I believe the boys are feeling loved wherever they are staying now. I don't think there was that at home. Well, I'm glad that obviously they're not in a bad home, right? Because they wouldn't want to stay. You wouldn't think so. So I'm happy for that. I live 45 minutes away, and I've never seen one poster, and most people don't know a lot. Yeah, when I was there, that was just one of the most, that's what I was saying last night. I've said it a million times. One of the biggest takeaways was turning onto their road, not Ben Hill Road. Oh, why do I always lose it? Bridge Creek? What the hell is it? Why is my brain not working? Beach Creek. Last night I did the same thing. I remember turning down Beach Creek, and as soon as you turn on the road, you start seeing these posters for a missing dog, these flyers, and they're all laminated, and they're on like every other pole, like every eighth of a mile or something. You see one of these dog posters, and you don't see any for Summer. Now, at the very end of her road, you saw at the very end of Ben Hill Road, like on the, because Beach Creek Road is like the main road. Ben Hill Road is like a little gravel, almost driveway to their house. I mean, it's not a driveway, but there's not you don't pass any other houses except for those ones like right when you turn in that are on the main road. But once you go up the hill, the next house is theirs. And it's just very secluded and pretty close to the main road. So at the end of that, where it meets Beach Creek, yeah, there was some flyers hanging on the poles at the very end, but that's it. Not in the town. And I'm telling you right now, a neighbor that lived right down the road with a red truck that looked like the one they were looking for had never heard of the case. Wouldn't they go talk to people in the area with that vehicle? I don't know. I really think that the major failure of this case has a lot to do with law enforcement. So this is Candus's channel. They've been sharing like videos of them working and stuff. See, raining day, raining here at work today. Dawn doing drywall. Bored at work, she says. Love my dog. Laundry after work. The house that they're working on, nice house. And then a ride in the car. Then she has, let's see. Ooh, look at the picture. She's, it's a big old cow licking her across the eyes. We love our kids and we pray that Summer can come back home. Here's a video that she posted 35 minutes ago. More slideshow. I'm sure it's music. Yeah. So anyways, you guys go subscribe so that you can watch, if she posts anything as things come out. Beautiful baby girl, strange looking clouds. Summer, we love our precious daughter, Summer Moon, Utah Wells. And the caption says, just trying to make it for my children. So here's the link to her channel. See, I disagree, Tiff. I would never flat out say she's not missing. I mean, I definitely am suspicious of the parents, and I always call out anything I see on any side that looks suspicious, right? We just did that with Dawn's interview. But also, I can't help but think there is a chance that she could be out there somewhere. Number one, she could have been sold. It's not necessarily kidnapping or walking off. There are many things that could have happened, but think about it. Matter of fact, I just seen yesterday there was a little girl who was 6 when she went, I don't know, maybe 6 when she went missing, and she was found 6 years later. She was just found. And you hear about cases like that occasionally. So there's a chance that she's out there somewhere. There really is. Maybe not a big chance, but there is some sort of chance. Nope. No. Why would it? Wolfie, that's my thing. And my biggest theory that I lean to the most would be like an accident cover up, but I don't know. Oh, Bonafide says, I stand today with my original thought. She was sold. I feel like law enforcement has done nothing to try and solve this case. Oh, nobody came on that hill. There is no way. Now, I agree with that. There are lots of other places child predators go to get kids and out in the middle of nowhere. Now, could somebody have been followed home? Potentially. However, having been there in person is a lot different than seeing it online. It's a lot steeper than it looks. The camera does not translate the hill. It is way steeper. Even the driveway is way steeper than it looks. I don't know, Eli. No, nay, not that I know of. I mean, I don't know. I've never heard about him doing that. I never wanted to think it was because law enforcement missteps, but now I think I'm open to seeing it. Well, same. I agree. Especially because they've not put in a ton of effort of correcting. Like, think about Moscow, even Henrietta. And with all the information, and they're not specifically correcting things, but at least they're commenting on it and they're trying to give some. TBI really just says, we don't have anything. Another year with nothing. Hey, Melissa Jade. I just Googled how far apart Beach Creek Road is away from the Rogersville baseball parks just to see how much sense Don makes with his claims. 27 minutes, just saying. That's how far we drive. She didn't capitalize Summer's name. D-Staff, we chat about true crime. I also think Mexico could be involved, in which case could present hurdles for law enforcement. I think so too, because it was a common theme from Don. We kept hearing from him about Mexico, which was interesting. So I see why you think that. Miss K, I'll tell you, I've talked to people who have been, in the house and talked to them quite a lot. And they said, Dawn always wants to talk about Summer, but Candus doesn't really. She'll get angry sometimes about it if it's brought up. She doesn't want to talk about it. I don't know. The truth is just, we just don't know. And until law enforcement will make it, I don't know. I just don't know that we'll ever know. I hope and pray we do. I think it became even more depressing after we saw justice for Gannon and JJ and Tylee and Tammy and, Orrin and Orson West. I think that's coming. I think are they deliberating? I saw something. I know it's close. But seeing all these cases be, solved and some sort of justice be served. It's just really depressing that there's nothing happening with this one. Money buys positions of authority. Law enforcement can be influenced. CPS can be corrupted. Agencies, corporations, organized crime can buy anyone anything. Hey, Trulia. That's it. Accident cover up. I'd bet my life. Can you guys freaking believe that Lori Vallow was indicted for the attempted murder of Brandon Boudreaux? Now that makes me wonder, because we knew she was going to Arizona with Charles, but I cannot believe that. I wonder if Melanie's going to be charged. I think we're going to talk about all of that stuff in detail tonight on Jen Lou's channel. I cannot wait, because that is really interesting. I'm saying she's not missing because the parents know what happened. Okay, see, now I could get in line with that. I have this piece of me that's learned from other cases that, like I said, from Avery or Idaho or just other cases. No, what? Dude, I know I'm not saying that right now. Hold on a second. What the heck? Smoky Blue Days. He went on the lab. We watched it a few minutes ago, but if you go to the lab the night before last, he went on there and talked about Summer possibly walking off mad because her brothers wouldn't play with her, and something else that he said. Let me look this up, you guys. This is going to make me crazy because I know I didn't get that right. Athena. Why did I call her Avery? With Athena Strand, the little girl who went missing, her home also looked like this, and she was actually sleeping in another, like a storage build, like the building they had turned into her bedroom, which is separate from the house. And there was a lot of sketchy stuff with the stepmom, and social media was already blaming stepmom, whoa. And things did not look right. I mean, it looks very similar to this. And then we find out that FedEx driver did it. I don't know. I just think it's possible, so I don't know. Yeah, where is Rose? How often does that happen in one family? Not one person missing that can never be found, but two. And another point I've made before, how do two, usually, your child going missing or almost drowning, these are accidents that rarely ever happen. How likely is it that two things like that would happen on the same day? I just don't think that's likely either, because we also have Hunter talking about this accident at the swimming hole. And then don't get me started on the fact that they were even at the damn swimming hole, because that makes no sense to me either. I'm sorry. But having been there, the park is so nice. There's a million other things for kids to do. There's a swimming area, but yet they go to this little horse watering hole in the woods, and they're they were kind of hidden. When you go to look at where those videos of Summer swimming were taken, they were taken from, not from the little short area. They were kind of hidden up in the cut. So anyways, you guys, I'm still looking for the red truck. I don't think that's ever been found. My question would be, who all knew the ground floor door was to the playroom? Yeah, I know, Space Cake. Not many. That's just not likely. I saw that, I think Pointer Lover, because I lost a comment about the juror. Just me, JB. Dawn always said Summer ruled the roast. So if her brothers did not want to play with her, maybe she did stomp off in anger. She was a feisty little gal. 2 females under 30 go missing in one fam. That is interesting, Amber. It really is. I want to take my kids to that park, Pointer Lover. They had like tree houses, and man, they had like, this is the nicest playground I've ever seen. Truly. It was really nice. I want to know that too, Tiffany. Where did she go? Why did you go looking for Summer in the car when she just disappeared in 2 minutes on foot? That makes no sense. Wait until, now this is the last thing that I'm going to say about this. The next time I go live on this case, hopefully I have Nay with me and Muscles and Mascara too, and I can show you guys what Nay found by their house on Google Maps and show you where I think Candus could have potentially gone when she left before 911 came. It is going to blow y'all's minds. I'm serious. It is absolutely crazy. It's the only reason I haven't talked about it yet. Nay knew about it for like a year and a half. I've known about it for like 6 months, and I just wanted to be able to have somebody go up there in person, look at this. What if it could help find Summer? Blasting it on YouTube is not the thing to do. You know what I mean? So that's all. But you guys are going to be like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. And maybe that is where she went. Hey, Shar. Oh, I cannot wait to show you. It'll be soon. It'll be pretty soon because I think we're going to be able to check it out in person soon, and then we'll come talk about it. But anyways, you guys. Oh, Pointer Lover, thank you. Congrats on 13,000, and thank you for being you. Thank you so much, and thank you for being you. Thank all you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. And look, we don't have to agree. I like when we don't agree. I want to be careful, because as a creator and be responsible about what I put out there. So that's why I try to be really like fair. But you guys can have all the opinions that you want, no matter what they are. I always love and appreciate it when you guys share. Oh, I love you to pieces, Woofy. All right, you guys. So I'm going to jump off here. I got to go grocery shopping, get my little niece ready so she can go with me. We got to go pick up the boys from school, do some things around here. And tonight, you do not want to miss. I'm going on Jen Lou's. This is going to be, I'm so excited. It's big because with Lori being indicted on these charges, we also have Brian Koberger having been indicted by a grand jury as well. Both of them, we're going to get into all of that, and it's going to be really fun. Thank you, and Apple Bottom Jeans. Thank you guys so much. Corey, you're the sweetest. Yeah, the chat is the best, and so are you. The reason I think Candus looks guilty is because she was distracted by someone or something and did not realize Summer was gone for a while. I don't think she has a clue where she went. Now, I have entertained that theory, and I could see it because we know she likes to drink and smoke and stuff like that. And I don't get the impression that she was the most vigilant like mother, like a helicopter mom, always watching over and stuff like that. So I think that that's a really good possibility. However, some of the other things that they've done just like, it just looks so suspicious. It's hard. You're genuine and sweet as pie till you're not. Yeah, I'm not always sweet. I have my moments. If you come at me, I'm going to come right back. But yeah, I love you guys. Oh, thank you, Vicky. /J. The West case reading of verdict will be televised. Oh, okay. Oh, I can't wait to see that. Back to the earth I go. Let me share Nay's link. I can't wait to hear what happens with that. I so wish that we could have, I don't know, seen more what's happened in that trial. But besides, I listened some in real time. You have to listen in real time. There's no recording. Thank you, Slink. Great live, kiddo. Lots to ponder. Yes, there is. All right, you guys. I love and appreciate you all. I really do. Thank you to my mods. Thank you to the chat. Hey, Lucia. I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you tonight on Bendy's. Hi, Denilyn. Here, let me share Jen's link one more time. Mrs. Italy, be careful. All right, you guys. See you soon. Bye.